What's up, Internet? I'm Todd Awesome, and I'm going to show you through this week's Nightfall Strike. This week's Nightfall is Omnigul, so I can already hear all the people on social media complaining about not having the DLC. Get over it. If you like the game, buy it. It's so good. Why don't you own it already? The modifiers are epic, Nightfall, and then all 3 burns. So let's get into it. So once you sparrowed on at the beginning of this mission, you're gonna stay in that room that you start in. Now the reason you do that is because everyone that shoots at you does 3 times the damage. You're gonna need that cover that front room provides. So you'll see you've got Fallen on your left and Hive on your right. Now the Fallen are pretty much just there. Once you've taken them out, you're good to go with the Fallen, but they're gonna send in waves of Hive at you. So use that room for cover. If you need to, drop back down the steps you walked up to start the mission, because they won't follow you all the way down there. So it's a good place to run for cover if you need it. Once you've obliterated all the Hive they're going to send at you, you'll hear Eris say that it's time to move on. Now when you do that, they're going to load in a few more Fallen on you, so you got to take those guys out and then move forward and up the stairs to the next part of this strike mission. So once you walk up the stairs into this second room of the strike mission, you're going to see that there are a lot of Fallen outside shooting in at you from a distance. So return fire with anything that you have that can shoot from long range. You're going to want to take out all the snipers. Now when you're doing this, they're going to send in invisible sword guys. You're going to have shanks that spawn in the room that you're in, which is kind of frustrating because they don't come out from anywhere. They just kind of spawn right there. It's dumb. And they're going to have solar shields. So if you have a solar primary, use it on them, like a Vision of Confluence kind of a thing. It's good to use there. Once you've cleared out all the snipers, it's safe to venture forward, and once you venture forward, you're going to want to turn around and shoot the sniper that's right above the entrance that you just walked out of. Once you venture forward, they're going to start to have drop ships come in and drop in a bunch more Fallen. Just stand back, maybe even fall back into the room you started out in, and take them out from a distance. Once you've taken out all the Fallen that are in that area, you can move forward, and this begins your long walk to Omnigul. So your long walk to Omnigul is pretty straightforward. You're literally going to just follow your waypoint, which the story mode got us really good at doing. Alright, so once you go through the doors here, you're going to wind around until you see Omnigul. So go ahead and shoot Omnigul, but once she screams, stop shooting at her, because her scream is her tell, and that is letting you know that she is spawning in a bunch more Hive for you to take out. So believe me, you'll notice all the Thrall that are running at you, all the Knights, or as we call them, Boomers, are shooting at you, so you're going to want to focus on them, taking them out. If you have to drop back a little bit to find cover, do that to protect yourself. So once you've taken out the Thrall and the Knights that she sent at you, you're going to see that she sent an Ogre after you, and there are going to be 3 or 4 Wizards that you're going to want to take out as well. So once you've taken out the Wizards and the Ogre, you can start to make your way up the ramp, but you're going to find out quickly that there's still Knights up there, there's still Acolytes up there, and Thrall up there. So you're going to want to take them out from a distance. Now watch out, there's also going to be a Knight way up at the top, kind of just lobbing his Arc Blast down at you. Make sure you take him out before you move up. So once you've moved up the ramp, you're going to be in the area that is your final showdown with Omnigul. Now there are 2 general schools of thought on how to beat Omnigul. The first school of thought is to stay in this room that you start out in and shoot out from the room, much like the very beginning of this strike mission. Now this, I think, is a little bit more fun for all the Guardians involved. It does take a little bit more skill, but all the Guardians are involved in the let's kill Omnigul process. The second school of thought is to go all the way across under Omnigul up into kind of a destroyed locker room area. Now when you're in that area, one person's going to hide, and then 2 people are going to shoot out and take out Omnigul and all the ads that spawn in. That one person that hides will then have to jump down and kind of revive them. But because everything does triple damage, including the splash damage that the Arc Blasts do, it's going to be difficult for that third person to not die while they're reviving everyone else. So what my fire team did was stay in that first room and shoot out. So again, what you're going to need to focus on is listening for Omnigul's scream. When she screams, ads are gonna spawn in, so fall back to that room in which you started this mission. Take out all of the ads and then focus on Omnigul. So you're more or less gonna repeat that process. Just take out Omnigul as much as you can until she screams. When she screams, draw back to cover and kill all the ads she spawns in. It's a pretty simple strategy, but because everything does triple damage, it's kind of difficult to pull off. Just make sure you're not afraid to draw back and even run down the ramp if you need to. But we continued that process and that seemed to work just fine. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to give a big thanks to fellow clanmates RipShack2012 and Mr. Animal for helping me out this week. Please remember, if you know a better way of doing anything in this Nightfall Strike, leave a comment below to let us know how to do that. And as always, if you like being the first people on the internet to get your weekly Nightfall Strike walkthrough and the Xur location and stock walkthrough on Friday mornings, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I get up at the reset both of those days to make sure my subscribers get the information first. But that's gonna do it for this week's Nightfall Strike. I guess I'll see you guys online.
George Lucas gonna sue somebody.